I hope I do not overly offend anyone with my acne at the present. Uh, yeah. I hope everybody enjoyed the Billy Joel video yesterday. I am sorry that I missed that premiere because, oh gosh, my life's going 3 different ways at once right now. And then today it's cold and gray again. Boo. Just boo. You know? But I managed to get some mulch laid out yesterday, so we don't have to worry about the path getting covered in grass. Isn't that nice? Yeah, we're stuck on the porch today, though, because it's wet. Yeah, I'm all spotty. That's so terrible. I'm so sorry. It can't be helped, you know. These things, they happen. To all of us at some point, I guess, huh? Yeah. Reminds me of what my mom used to say. I'm almost 40 years old. I'm too old for acne. She was wrong. But it's it's a nice thought, isn't it? Oh, there's nobody here yet, so all chat. You know, all of the nothing that's coming through right now. Oh. And there goes my hat onto the ground because, you know, I don't need it. It's not raining or anything. Actually, here's a question. A random question that I had pop up in my brain yesterday, and I could not come up with a solution for it. Why the fuck do only men wear hats? I swear, maybe this is an East Tennessee thing. If that's the case, think back to the 90s. And that's the closest approximation you will come to. What up, VF? How you doing, girl? How did your thing go? I never heard because I suck. But yeah, how come only men wear hats? They go bald. Right, okay, but so, first of all, women do also sometimes go bald. And what I mean is, I was out shopping yesterday. Not bad, not bad. Busy as usual, you know. But like, and I had a hat on, you know, because it was a rainy day, so I wore a hat and a jacket, you know, to keep the rain off me. Another rally next week, awesome. That's great. I don't know how you organize all that shit. That sounds exhausting. Women do wear hats, but like yesterday afternoon, I was just walking around doing my shopping, running my errands, you know, big places, Walmart, the mall, you know, big places where I can see pretty far distances and I can really, you know, get a pretty good feel. And every hat I saw on someone's head was a ball cap on a dude. Women show off their hair more, I suppose. But, like, it actually struck me as really random and kind of weird. I have had this vague notion of hats as kind of a masculine thing. And now I'm starting to think maybe I know why. Around here, anyway. A lady in a hat is on her way to church, and that is it. That's the only place she's probably going or coming from. You know? And dudes wear ball caps all the damn time. Which, can I just say this? Are probably the least flattering style of hat on anyone. There, I said it. Ball caps look dopey on everyone. Well, right. You know, the red hats, I try not to notice when I can help it. You know? We don't live very far from, you know, Sevierville and Dollywood, and it's a tourist trap, and man, people come from all over the country to wave their conservative freak flag there. Ooh, and so, yeah, I don't count those. Those aren't hats. Those are propaganda tools. It's like wearing a poster on your head. I think they make women, female, again, caps. Like, they make ball caps for everybody, you know. You can get pink ones. They make women like ball caps. Is that what you're saying? Oh, you like... I'm having trouble. Women, female again. Yeah, I don't know. It's not hard to find ladies' hats. Actually, they appear to be making a comeback. What up, Mary? How you doing? I'm talking about hats. And how yesterday... Making fun of Trump caps. Yeah, cool. We were talking about how yesterday I was out running my errands. And, I was the only woman anywhere I went with a hat. Make women female again. Shit, yeah. But every other hat I saw, everywhere I went, was a ball cap on some dude's head. And I just thought that was kind of odd. You know, this is the South. Like, if you're going to see ladies randomly running around on a weekend in a hat, you'd think it'd be around here, but... Maybe it is their hair. They want to show off that bleach blonde job they got going on. Because, like, you know that idea, that stereotypical idea that maybe is floating around in the back of your head of, like, a southern archetype of a woman, you know, with, like, the fluffy blonde curls and, like, rosy cheeks, and maybe she's got a dress on, and, you know, that kind of thing. Not only do they exist, it is apparently an ideal around here. And, they want you to know that they don't actually do the farm work because they have a manicure as well. Yeah. It's interesting. It's kind of a uniform. They had a mom uniform up north where I used to live too. That's probably different now. But, you know, at the 10 years ago, it was the tunics and the skinny jeans and the flat shoes and the big fucking ring and bleached teeth. Yeah, which I don't look good in skinny jeans. I've never managed to have a, you know, the kind of random money laying around to bleach my fucking teeth. And, I have some big rocks, but they're not real. They're glass, you know. So, I don't know. I never managed to marry a doctor who was 10 years older than me, so I felt sort of out of place among those groups of women up there. Luxury bones. Yeah. Yeah, really. Huh. And down here, the uniform's a little different. You know, the denim is a little looser. They sometimes exchange the flats for, you know, shoes or boots. The tunics, they still love their tunics. Real housewife types. You know, I want to say yeah, but probably at least an order of magnitude down from that. Simply because of where this isn't Los Angeles, you know, or New York or Miami or wherever those shows, you know. The large urban areas with all of that established wealth and culture. This is the edge of nowhere in Appalachia. So, they're the type that probably love that shit, though. Yeah. Probably watch that shit aspirationally, right? Yeah. And they exist. And I suppose they would want to show off that bleach job they got going on. I suppose that makes some sense. But, you know, like I have two sun hats now, actually, because I lost one and then I had to buy another one, and then my son found the first one. So now I have two, and I wear them because I'm pale, you know. And I always get compliments on them, you know, like, I love your hat. Thank you. It is literally a straw hat. This is the most generic straw hat you could possibly, you know. I don't know. Why does everyone go around dressed like they're children? Why does everyone my age still dress like they did in the 7th grade? I don't get it. I just really... And the guys can keep the ball caps, though. They really can. They look dopey on everyone, don't they? Oh. I've been wondering that for years. I was in my mid-20s, I think, when I finally decided, you know, I should probably change up my wardrobe from the shit I wore in high school. You know? And I was feeling kind of a different vibe by then, so it wasn't that hard. You know, I wanted people to not see me as 17, which at 25 was actually a bit of a struggle. You know, I got the baby cheeks and shit. I got some wrinkles now, so, you know. I don't get mistaken for a teenager anymore. Oh, here comes the kitty. Hi, kitty. What up, Punky Cat? Maybe that's why they still dress that way. They don't want to grow up. Yeah, that's definitely true for some of them. But I've also had some very surreal, very mature conversations with people who were, you know, dressed in ratty, holy band t-shirts and jeans that didn't fit. So, you know, I don't know. That's definitely part of it. Like, I can't imagine why people in our generation wouldn't want to grow up, right? Pretty much everyone in our generation is younger than me. Look, kid. Yeah. Pretty much everyone in my generation is younger than me. So, you know. No one taught them how to shop. Well, that's probably true. These things can be learned through trial and error, and it's like they don't even try. I mean, to be fair, I haven't had difficulty finding anything that's made from real fabric, either. I've always had that problem, because they put Lycra in everything, you know? And, like, I think the thread count is just low, is what it is, you know? Because something will look perfectly nice, and then you go up and touch it, and it's like it melts between your fingers, right? And there's, like, nothing there. All the new clothes fall apart, exactly. They are, well, they're pre-made garbage, aren't they? Yeah. I actually got this at a thrift store yesterday for $13 or something. What up, Phil Logical? How you doing? Pre-made garbage. We're talking about clothes. So, that's a topic everybody has an opinion on, right? Yeah. Scandalous opinions welcome, because it's a harmless topic, I think. Because really, clothes are just clothes, and we try to make them mean more, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's cold out here, so I'm wearing a hat, you know, we're a lot of thrift store clothes, right? Like, I think anyone with any sense does that, you know, more fun shopping for them than in a regular store. Oh, yeah. And you actually find some interesting stuff, and it isn't just the same shit over and over and over again. And yeah, you can actually find some stuff that's decently made. Thrifting is fun, right? And, you know, I'm actually really happy that cultural wave has passed. The first time I heard that Macklemore song on the radio, I thought, oh God, it's over. It's over. Oh God, the preppies are going to come and they're going to ruin it. They're going to descend upon the thrift stores and they're going to ruin them. And they almost did, man. The Goodwill near my house back a few years ago, like, they had to, you know, raise their prices. And I just thought, man, I didn't come here to spend $10 on a pair of used shoes. Like, that's not why I'm here. What the, you know. And there's another one around here, one of those ones. There's a couple of them around here, actually, that are a little too big for their britches, you know? They consider they're consignment shops, right? So. And one of them really genuinely only accepts really nice things, but the other is literally just a thrift store with, like, airs of superiority. Defeats a lot of the purpose of thrift stores if they're expensive. Yeah, right, thank you, yeah. I had a dress in my hand at this second place yesterday that was $35. Now, to be fair, that was half off the original ticket that was still on the damn thing. But still, yeah, I don't go to a thrift store to spend $35 on a single garment. That's what Walmart is for. We don't have a Target, so I can't go there. I should really be paying more close attention to the news around here, though. Tennessee has spent the last couple of months just sort of becoming a microcosm of the entire country, has it not? I mean, we have everything. all the big national issues. We have the gun thing, of course. It's Tennessee. And, there was that shooting in Nashville a couple of weeks ago, and there's been protests and everything. We have dogs. Hi, buddy. Come on, stupid. He's a hound dog. He's not old. He is a baby, and he is very dumb. Come on. Look who I found. What did you say? Oh my God, I just realized you are in the same state as Nashville. All the way on the other side. It was very amusing watching Republicans suddenly think gun control is a good idea. Did they? They threw those two fellas out of the state legislature for protesting with those people, so. Yeah, we're all the way on the other end from Nashville. Nashville is on the Mississippi River, and we are practically in Virginia. So. And anyone, y'all are, at least one of you, if you're familiar with the United States, then you know that the states are kind of huge. Like, you could spend all day driving across Tennessee and maybe get there by this evening. I heard about the two black guys who got kicked out of the, Yeah, and apparently there was a third person who was protesting with them who was not black, who did not get punished in the same way. Which, yeah, the South is kind of racist. A white woman, okay. Now that makes sense. But, like, they're kind of racist around here. Like, we knew this. Can we just act on something? Can we do something about it, please? Instead of everybody, oh my God, they're not racist. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Yeah, duh. Like, yeah, they are. That's why. We can stop debating that. We had a war about it. Remember? I think we should stop debating whether or not that might be a racist thing to do. And I don't know. Maybe act on the fact that it clearly was. Somehow. I don't know what to do. No, right. They never stopped. Of course not. That's why they're all Republicans now. Right? Because the Republicans were the party of Lincoln. And Southern racists used to all be Democrats. And then at the beginning of the 20th century, the Democrats decided that they were going to, institute social programs and, like, actually help everyone. And to the Southern whites switched parties. They swapped to the Republican Party. And the Republican Party wanted to win stuff, so they were like, yeah, come on, guys. Come on. And that's how that happened. That's how you ended up with, Abraham Lincoln being a Republican, as well as Ronald Reagan. You miss FDR? Yeah, right? I think everybody misses FDR. The only reason he's not president to this day is because he fucking died. The only guy ever to get 3 terms, right? Yeah. He was very popular, come to find out. Weird. The only good president. Well, that feels wrong. Just because there have been so damn many of them. There's been, like, 44 of them or some shit. Like, hopefully at least 1 or 2 others of them have been a decent person. I mean, what'd Lincoln do? Like, just as a random example. He seems like an okay guy. Like, I'm trying. Now, good president, but not good person, right? We're talking about their professional career. Oh, since FDR. Oh, I think Kennedy tried. And he might have got shot for it. But I'm not sure about that part. Yeah. Oh my God. And I look at Bill Clinton now, and is he like a puppet or what? Like, I really can't even say why I think that. I just look at him and he just comes across as ineffectual as a human being. Like, kind of a... So, like, I don't... I actually have all sorts of ideas about this kind of thing that I don't want to say on camera. Sleazy man. Yes, he was. And, an opportunist, but like not in a conniving way. You know what I mean? He's just the kind of guy who would take advantage of whatever the fuck came across his path. I've never, like I say, he doesn't give me the impression of being a conniving sort of person, which maybe is what gives me the impression that he did not get to where he was on his own. Because, he just doesn't seem power hungry enough. Same with W, but we all know how he got there. His daddy was power hungry enough for the two of them. Imagine George Bush in 1992 realizing he wasn't going to get a second term. Realizing he was going to be the first one-term president besides Carter in the entire century. I don't know, that makes me happy. Because he at some point realized, shit, he beat me, like... Oh, I like to imagine the look on his face. Because, being an 80s baby, I didn't realize that he was fucking vice president before that. The 92 election is the first one that I remember. War profiteers. Yeah. And they obviously thought they had the United States over a fucking barrel. So, in 92, when Bush lost, I imagine he was very surprised. I do. And, it's not that Clinton swooped in and saved the day or anything, but he wasn't fucking George Bush. And I can see that right there as having been a large perk. Especially at the time. Oh. American politics. Actually, here's an embarrassing hole I realized I have yesterday. Who the fuck is Prime Minister of the UK right now? I mean, I could look it up, but I think this might be the first time Rishi Sunak. Thank you. Every president is worse than the last. Oh, well, of course you would know. You live there. Thank you. I do not know who that is. He looks like Seymour Skinner. All right, I think I may have actually seen this person of whom you're speaking, because... But a little darker, right? Like Seymour Skinner, but with the darkness turned down on the picture, right? That's funny. Right. Okay, I do know who that is. That's funny. But I don't know anything about him. I guess he must be pretty uncontroversial after the last two, right? They surely must have gone for someone quiet. Who's going to keep their head down? Neither do I. I don't follow UK politics. It's boring. Well, at least you knew his name. I didn't even know that, so, There was a lot of drama with Boris, and then the lady who came in after him, and boy, she wasn't there for very long. And then after that, it's been awful quiet on Downing Street. So, and it's going to get way more right-wing in the next decade. As soon as Scotland leaves and Northern Ireland, Britain will become a one-party country. What? Scotland what? What? They've been trying to do that for hundreds of years. Why now? What? I'm sorry, I guess you said you don't really follow it, so you probably don't know, but... I mean, they're the one country that might be able to get away with it. Basically, Scotland is way more left-wing than the rest of the UK. Scottish votes that are keeping the Conservatives from winning every election. Okay. That tracks. But, like, I also understand that Scotland is, one of, if not the highest oil-producing countries in the entire... In all of Europe, so like they might actually be able to afford to support themselves, or they to manage to somehow disconnect themselves from the rest of Britain. Scotland's probably going to leave the UK within the next decade. Like, Um, see, my initial knee-jerk reaction to that is, oh God, please don't. But, you know, that's a knee-jerk reaction. Like I say, they probably could afford to if they wanted. You know, and being of Scottish extraction myself, I do like I do like to differentiate the Scottish and the Irish, which around here, I mean, like, we literally went to the Scotch-Irish Festival. How? Are they going to sail away? Hey, Ireland has been split into two for hundreds of years at this point. I mean, it doesn't work, but they're holding on to it for some reason. They had a referendum a few years ago and very nearly voted for independence, and Westminster since then has been overriding powers normally granted to the Holyrood. Right. Oh, God. Well, that's not a way to keep a friend, is it? Oh, England. How I do love thee, you goddamn egotistical maniac. Amazingly, Westminster's chosen to start putting its thumb on Scotland over trans issues, right? Which I get that they're important, but we're literally 0.3% of the population. It does seem like a strange screw to twist. I agree. But again, I'm not sure they have a whole lot else. Do they? Because, you know, historically, economically, they had them in the corner. The culture war hype, yeah. And it would be a real shame to make any actual political decisions that affect, you know, the future and people's lives and stuff over stuff like that. It's already been done. I don't think it's a good idea. But, yeah, again, in the past, England always had Scotland in the corner because Scotland doesn't have the arable land to, you know, feed their fucking population. Don't get me started on economic politics in the UK. Conservatives have this whole propaganda campaign about glorifying food banks, and it makes me what? Food banks? You mean where you donate the shit you don't want that's been in your pantry for 6 months, and then the poor people go and get it because they don't have any money? A food bank. Like glorifying poverty, basically? Like those heart-lifting news stories in the U.S. about how school children pool their pocket money together to pay for a classmate's obscene medical expense. Right, yeah. Yeah. They take what is actually sad and disgusting. Yeah, I've had to get food from the food pantry before. Yeah, no, I have too. I know what they are. I'm just making sure that's what we're talking about because sometimes, you know, in the UK, they have the same words that mean different things. Like private school. It's great if you like 3-day-old baked goods, right? Hello. What time is it? It's 11:30. Yes, all right, fine. The worst one is fanny pack. Right, I know. Oh my gosh, differences between English and American word usage. I have no idea what they call a fanny pack, but fanny is a slang term for ladies' private parts over there. So, instead of your tuchus. So all of a sudden it becomes much more of an interesting sort of a bag, you know? I think I was getting fun packages over there. Yes, go away. My son, the one who I had to drive around last week, yeah, he wants me to drive him around this week as well. I'm from Cleveland, hon. Yeah, that happens every once in a while. I almost married a Jew, actually, so. Yep. Dodged a bullet. Not the Jew part had nothing to do with it. He was just a jerk. Mm-hmm. Yiddish, yeah. Yeah, every once in a while I will refer to um the goyim just for fun because nobody knows what that word means around here. You know, or wow, that's kind of a schlep. You know, like I don't know. It amuses me because they just sort of blink at you. Yeah. And they're already in my vocabulary. I would have to think about it not to use them. So. And it amuses me because, you know, around here people are not used to like multiculturalism and stuff. Do they understand them sometimes? I think they know what schlep means. Never had anyone ask me about that one. But, yeah, I think it's context. You know, they get what I mean from context. But no, I don't think they do. And like I say, they're not mitching. No, I don't think I know that one. What does that mean? Like Mitch Albom, stop romanticizing your death? Sorry, I had to work that play, fucking Tuesdays with Maury at one point. And it was the only person I'd ever heard of named Mitch. Bothering. Is that Yiddish? I mean, I do not have a comprehensive vocabulary or anything like that. And my mom knows a lot of Yiddish. I think her grandmother spoke it as her first language. Ooh, that's neat. That is really cool. Yeah, like I say, I just picked up a smattering from living among them. You know. And like really living among them. To the point where like, and like, I went to a, for lack of a better term, a black high school. Like, I'm not used to all these fucking white people. And the first few months I moved down here, I kept catching myself just being like, oh my God, look at all the white people. Oh my God. And I know. Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, I had to go check something. Saturdays are funny. They were empty. And now all of a sudden they're not. So, next week my husband wants to pay us a visit and hang with us for a while. Is that cool with y'all? I should have asked that before I, mucked it up and everyone left. But, okay, cool. Cool beans. I don't want to just, bring him in here and spring it on y'all, Sometimes we have lady talks and, yeah. He wants to get on the action, Fun to include him. Yeah, he thinks so too. Here's hoping, hey? He just comes up with some really good topics sometimes. So, and actually my thinking was that if I'm trying to lead a discussion, it might be easier to have someone to like discuss things with live, in front of a camera. That might have a better flow to it. Yeah. I mean, that should be the bare minimum, right? They should, it's not as if I am trying to become a professional belly dancer or something crazy, But, I'm wondering if it wouldn't just be easier to let y'all go and have this be a short one. And I hate to do that because everybody's here. But how does noon next week suit you guys? Boyfriends made fun of my hobby of sign language. Jokes on them. They did. Noon next week sounds good? Okay. Because, man, Saturday is the one day of the week I don't have to get up at 9 a.m. Or 8 a.m. or 7 a.m. or whatever. Cool. All right. And rather than trying to fight with y'all, I am going to be having a video up this Friday just because I want to do one every week. One every other week is like not enough, I don't think. What did you guys think about the Billy Joel one anyway? Oh, please do, Mary. Thank you. Did you guys like the fire? I'm so sorry I missed the premiere. Like, I need to make them longer. The damn video is only 10 minutes long. You liked it? Cool. I wonder if maybe something a little more modern wouldn't be better? Maybe something everyone knows. Something a little more modern. Cool. Right. So maybe we could have a post on the community tab about it. And I'll take suggestions. Yeah, you suggested that one before. I'm not really sure what... I can't understand the damn lyrics to that one, honestly, so I'd have to look at them. But I believe you that they're bad. So... And Daft Punk is kind of interesting because they don't usually do like a lot of pop music anyway, do they? And they're French. So... a little bit of extra interest there for me, you know, to sink my teeth into, because I like to do that. And they never show their faces on stage, do they? Huh. Yeah. Yeah. Might be something fun there. Something more modern. Okay. Well, and yeah. And the way the chorus kind of, the vamp kind of builds to the chorus really is reminiscent of like the 70s pop music. You know, it makes me think of like a roller rink. You know? My hair. Square. Done too much to it and it's angry with me. But yeah, really fun song. The lyrics are so rape culture. Which, you know what? Just that in itself. The contrast there. To have something that's so fun and catchy. And so insidious. Right? Oh my God. Which opens up a whole avenue of discussion about popular music, doesn't it? Ooh, alright. I'm sorry. That's a good suggestion. I was just back. But if he wants, but I haven't. No, it's fine. Never mind. It's fine. I didn't realize that you were on top of that. So okay. Okay. So yeah, I guess I don't have to go anywhere, which is good. But I had this whole plan, so now I'm not sure what to do. Yeah. Yeah, we can sit here and continue to bitch about clothes or politics or what have you. I'm gonna go in the house though. It is cold as fuck out here. Yeah, it's really cold. Oh, so where were we? But yeah, Daft Punk is probably a good suggestion, I think. Now, you know, I look at it closer. But like I say, I just wasn't really familiar with the lyrics to that one. But... And dance music in general is kind of terrible for that, isn't it? Dance music in general. This song is so perfect. Hey, alright. We'll give it a shot. I'll look it up, you know. And remind myself of just how awful it is. And you know, unlike that other one, I think we might have compared it to, or maybe that was a different conversation. Blurred Lines. right? Unlike that one, no one seemed to give a shit. Because when Blurred Lines came out, everybody was like, oh my gosh, so scandalous and misogynistic and rapey. Oh my god. And, you know, no, we didn't talk. That must have been a conversation I had with someone else. The comparison seems obvious to me just because they sound so much alike and they came out around the same time. It is. It's very bad. But so everyone spotted that immediately when that one came out. But then, yeah, the Daft Punk one has kind of flown under the radar, hasn't it? Like, no one's made a big deal about that one. It just kind of came out and was a minor hit for them and disappeared. Yeah, they got a catchy song. It's subtle. That's true. The other one's really not. Trying to remember the name of the guy who sang that. And I keep coming up with the name of the guy who was like on Family Ties instead. Are they related? Alan Thicke, the actor. Yeah. You know, there's all kinds of stuff out there. There's these strategies. Like the pickup artist thing. That shit is not new. And it's been, from what I understand, fairly standard, actually. In a lot of corners of masculine culture. To sort of treat it like a game. You know? Just planting your flag on the next hill. Well, that's what that reminds me of. She's up all night for good fun. I'm up all night to get some. That's what that is. You're there pretending to enjoy her company so that you can get your end away. Really. That's that's what that is. In a nutshell, I think. But that's not new, you know. And the fact that they are, you know, just out and about online and doing their thing out in the open does not surprise me. Right? Like, and it's how they think. Yeah, right. But there's also actually codified cultural, you know, schools of thought that encourage and build upon that way of thinking. And there have been probably forever. You know, the idea that men need some sort of special strategy to get one over on women is not new. It's almost as if, intelligence intimidates them, or it's just so damn important to them. They can't leave it up to chance, you know. Which sort of, you know, boggles the mind. I don't, you know, obviously speaking from a female perspective, I don't get that. I don't get it. Why you can't just go in the bathroom and take care of yourself and move on with your life. Why you have to go and hassle some woman, you know, with your nonsense. I don't understand. It's crazy how the most successful dating advice men give other men is to talk to women they're interested in the same way they talk to their friends. Yeah. Who was it that, fuck, I should know this. Somebody asked them, how do you write such great female characters? And they were like, oh, I don't know, I just write a man, you know?
Your name is you?
You.
It's not. They said you're welcome next week.
Oh, cool.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it.
You.
Hey, give me a hug.
You.
Oh, well, that works.
Love it.
I love you. Come here.
I want to see that kiss. Bye forever. Bye forever.
Love you.
I love you.
And
That's all right. It'll survive. It's just felt.
it is now. Love you.
Love you. Have fun at the mall, I guess.
Over here on this side, buddy.
And yeah, I'm going in the house. It's cold out here. And there's no one in there now, so why not? I brought my book note out here with me, and I'm going to have to check my messages again here in just a second because I had a plan. Okay. Hello. Everyone's still here? Good. Okay. We're going in the house. Doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. If I can, I don't have enough hands. Why can't I just sprout a third hand? You know, I've been wondering this ever since I had a kid. That if nature really loved us, she would give us the ability to sprout a third hand when we need one. I feel very cheated. We have a bar at the top of the screen. Oh, dogs. Can you see them? Doggos, yeah. Ginger and Buddy. I broke my left arm a few years ago. Be thankful you have two good ones. Oh, snap. Thank you. I was sad because I had no shoes. Right? Until I met a man who had no feet. Good call, thank you. Very true. Your 7th day doing DoorDash and you broke your arm? Oh my God. I think I remember hearing a little bit about that, maybe. Please don't look at the mess behind me. Door dashed into the street. Yeah. Where do you want to set up? I can't get to the desk right now, so I'm so sorry, honey. And it never did heal, right? Is that DoorDash insurance paid your medical bill? Really? Well, that's good. You know, stuff like that has a reputation for not taking care of their employees. So, that's good. It healed fine. It's just the memory of having to live with one arm. I imagine that's difficult. I was splint for 2 weeks, yeah. You know, I did actually break, technically, my arm. I was on an all-dairy diet. Wait, I think I missed something. Okay, no. Greek yogurt, sour cream, ricotta cheese. That sounds really good. Is there a connection between that and your arm being broken? Where's your boyfriend, little girl? Huh? Where'd he go? Did he run off again? Oh, God, that dog, I swear. Still doing DoorDash with the broken arm. Oh, my God. Oh, I'm so sorry. Arm healed perfectly in only 2 weeks. That's amazing. I chipped the tip off of... 2 weeks were really hard, though. Yeah, I'm sure. I chipped the tip off of the fibia or the tibia. I don't remember. This one on the edge of the wrist right here. I chipped the tip off that in high school. All dairy diet healed your broken bone. Okay, cool. I got you. Well, I mean, it is made to feed babies, right? So, who knows? There might be something to that. That sounds pretty cool. Yeah, but so I had to wear a splint for 6 weeks. And I didn't know about an all-dairy diet. I was 16 at the time, so... Full fat, all the vitamins. Right, yeah. The only thing you're really missing is fiber, I guess, huh? So, yeah. That actually stands to some reason, you know? That makes some sense. I'm gonna have to figure out where to put this. No, it's not an essential nutrient, but it helps evacuation, you know. Which over time can be important. I don't know if a couple of weeks is going to make a difference, you know. That is not going to work. Fiber gives you more to evacuate. Well, true. Oh. My ashtray's in the other room. Of course. Of course it is. You know, I have tried various... I was a vegetarian off and on for years. And I did try to go vegan at one point, but I did not do it correctly. I don't think. It did not work. I actually came to the conclusion that different diets work for different people. And personally, I seem to do best with lots of fruits and vegetables and went full carnivore for years. That's funny. Say you ate all the meat, I didn't. Yeah, and I, you know, minimal protein, you know, like I don't need protein with every meal. Yeah, tell us about the carnivore diet. How do you, I mean, yeah, I don't know. I can't imagine life without apples. Why not what? Why not what? I'm sorry, I'm not. I wonder if I put music on, if I would get some sort of copyright strike or something. But, the only thing I can think of is I was saying I don't need protein with every meal. And I don't. Like, not a lot, you know, maybe cheese or something. But, like, meat with every meal? I don't know. By the middle of the second day eating like that, I'm so full. Like, I'm not hungry anymore. And I'll just stop eating for a day or two. Like, reset everything. Because I don't know. So, yeah, I do. I firmly believe that everyone has a different, maybe even their own unique ideal diet. You know, that has to do with your own gut flora and whatever. Started fall 2019 doing carnivore from keto, just stopped eating fruits and vegetables. Which again, my mind sounds mad. I could never do that. But, you know, everyone has their own. And as human beings, I think we just are tempted to sort of put moral meaning to everything. Oh my God, you were so fit, muscular, no fat on your body. No, I'm sure. And if it worked for you, that's great. Like I say, to my mind, that's mad. But I am not the arbiter of all things, all right? Oh, far from it. I understand that. Mood and mental clarity was amazing. Oh, that's good. That is nice. Have a stable mood? What a concept. What was that like? Sounds dreadfully boring and really wonderful. Oh, gosh. I started eating onions and peppers again because I got sick of cheeseburgers. sick of cheeseburgers. That's funny. Plain cheeseburgers. Oh, yeah, okay. The way my sister used to eat them with cheese and ketchup on a bun. Yeah, probably not ketchup anyway, either, right? Damn. I mean, mustard has nothing in it, right? You can have mustard. So now, my cheeseburgers have pepper and onion. Like green peppers? With a knife and fork. Right, yeah. You never do like a leaf bun? Like a lettuce bun, you know? Sauté. Yeah, green peppers are definitely a staple of our diet too. Red, yellow, orange. Yeah, well, it's all the same, plant. But, oh my gosh, I should try and grow some of these this year. Duh. We don't even have our dirt yet. We have these raised garden beds sitting in the backyard empty. Green peppers are bitter and yucky. Well, again, I disagree. More for me. Oh my gosh, guys. I think part of my problem is that I am just too sober right now. I really am way too sober right now. Because I laid in bed until 10 o'clock and then I had to be on camera with y'all at 11 and I didn't get a chance to do shit. I had the house to myself. Weird, right? Why didn't you sit here and do what I want? Pretty cool, pretty cool. Well, yeah. Ooh. Angela's Symposium is live now. Yay. Don't go watch her right now because we're doing stuff. Oh my god. I finally went through and fixed all my alerts. Because I was still getting alerted every time the Majority Report posted anything. And I don't think I've ever been just so disgusted and disappointed with an entire group of people before who I don't know. I may never, ever, ever watch that show again. God. And, every once in a while, I'll see something on there and be like, wow, I bet that's really interesting and related to my topic, and I could probably, make a decent video arguing with that, but I'm just so tired of being angry all the time. So, yeah. Anyway, long story short, now I get notified about the stuff I actually want to watch. Good stuff. One of those little things that has made a big difference, minute to minute. Why don't you like the Majority Report? Is there coverage of trans issues, or that they're pretty standard and silly, but a lot of their commentary is quite sound? My family just peaked. Though the overall quality was worse after Michael Brooks died. He was so... Well, yeah, that's... Something like that is just going to have a negative effect on anything. My mom just learned about Fallon Fox. Oh... Right, and I think everybody has that one fact that just makes them sit back and go, wait, what? And yeah, it was pretty much, philological, it was pretty much their coverage of the trans issue, or complete and utter lack thereof. They have a female commentator. She thought it happened a few days ago. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. No, but I'm trying to remember her name. The lady that they have on the Majority Report who always, oh my God, did you see Anna Kasparian getting all sorts of flack recently for not wanting to be referred to as administrator? No, I didn't. No, I didn't. But I've been waiting for her to come around. I really have. I really have. I've been waiting for her to come around. Emma Vigeland. Yes. Yeah, her. She's the one. With the tiny skinny nose. And the long straight hair. where she just gets such a snotty attitude. Like, oh my God, duh, trans people. Like, God. And I just couldn't. And like, they don't, if their coverage of other things is pretty solid, then that must be why I did watch them for several years, you know, but like, it literally, like, every single segment of theirs that I saw on trans issues was literally her and maybe one or two other people sitting there and being catty and snotty about it and not actually adding anything to the discussion, which just infuriated me. Kasparian seems like a gender moderate to me. Something I really respect is when covering trans healthcare for years, she's been explicitly walking back the misinformation she used to push on the Young Turks. Okay, now I get to admit that I apparently am out of the loop. Did she leave the Young Turks? She used to say puberty blockers are 100% safe and reversible. Now Kasparian makes sure to note that there are some risks and they're not 100% reversible. Well, all right, of course not. You can't turn back time. All right, like, you just... Okay, see, that's what I thought. But, so she's walking some of that back? Okay. I've kind of been wondering about her for a while because she did not seem to want to come down unequivocally on the side of pro-trans. She never seemed to want to quite do that the way that the rest of them often do. So, kind of been wondering about her. Yeah, she used to just repeat that stuff because she'd heard it from authoritative sounding left and right. And I think that's what a lot of them do, which, fine, but you're a journalist. Research stuff. And I'm sorry, leaving all of the rest of it aside. Hypothetically, you interrupt someone's natural organic development for a period of time. There is just no way to undo that completely. Because you can't wind back time and get that person back onto, you know, that moment when you interrupted their organic natural development. Like, you just can't do that. There is no way for them to, you know, like, be 12 twice, for example. So that's just common sense. That wouldn't be 100% reversible. There's just no way that it would be. Regardless of how you feel about any of the rest of it. From a practical perspective, that's just impossible. Leave the cat alone, dog. But, and that for me, and I think a lot of other people, is really a hard line, you know, involving children, tangentially related. I quite like the term gender moderate that I've seen some people using. I don't think gender critical or TRA describes me and how most people think of those labels, but gender moderate works. Okay, I think it's my first immediate thought is that it's very strange to have that sort of label affixed to something like that. Because I know it's gotten political, but I struggle to, I mean, it is ephemeral, is it not? What the fuck is a gender moderate, asks Mary. I've got to save this poor cat from this hound dog, y'all. No offense. No, right, no offense, but like, yeah, I mean, it's sort of, I mean, hopefully it isn't like a political moderate, right? Where they just don't want to pick a side or have strong opinions on anything. I assume not. Look at that. Poor kitty's hiding under the table. I gotta rescue her. Come on. Put her on the bed. Buddy, no. Out. And put the dog out. Come on, out. Please ignore the mess that is my bedroom. Out. Come on. Come on. Buddy. Good boy. Come on. Out. Good boy. And then we'll shut the door. Crisis averted. Yay. when I yeah, you're a hound dog. I know it. I know. Oh no. Excuse me. When I've seen gender moderate used, they seem to mostly mean something in between gender critical and trans rights activist. So, okay. What would you say the position for someone identifying that way is? Because that's what it isn't. What would you say? Mary says that makes no sense. Oh, my hater. Oh, boy. I don't really know. I guess it'd be like the label centrist. Is a woman an adult, human, female, or a feeling? Right. See, that's the thing is if we're talking about gender, then that would be the feeling, right? Because sex and gender are separate, right? So this would be the womanhood feeling that we're talking about here. Right, and there is no centrist, really. That's what I was alluding to earlier. Where, a lot of times people who are centrists really just either don't want to pick a side or, for most legal purposes, I think woman should be defined as an adult human female. Thank you. I agree. Well, and, there's nothing wrong with not being one. I think there's a lot, there's a lot of, a strong undercurrent in feminist philosophy that wants to, find there being something wrong with, like, maleness, which, for a sensitive person, I can see how that's the wrong side. But, I don't know. Trying to put myself in other people's perspective is kind of what I do. Woman is always an adult human female. Well, and see, that's my perspective, is like if you want to talk about gender and how it's separate from sex and how, woman is a feeling, is an identity, is whatever, okay. But that's ephemeral. That's ephemeral, right? Mary, honey. Mary, honey, it's okay. Calm down, please. Okay? Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. I think it's going to be all right. Because logically, you cannot make legislation about something no one can agree upon, can you? Because if you've... well, I'm going to explain why it's not a problem. In the long run, because you cannot make legislation. You can't enforce laws based upon something no one agrees on. Because if woman as an identity is a feeling and is a gender identity, what is that? I've seen so many arguments trying to pinpoint that. Haven't we all? And everyone is welcome to their own beliefs inside their own heart. And no one can prove it also. No one can truly know whether someone feels like... It's not a good basis for lawmaking or enforcement because it's unprovable, undemonstrable, and unmeasurable. So they can try. I gather some people already are. It's not going to work. It might be a mess for a while. But it can't work. It cannot work. It's like trying to ride a bicycle on water. Like there's not enough there to hold it up. And I was really terrified about some of this stuff a few years ago. I was, sort of beside myself about some of these things a few years ago. But, slowly I have thought these things through, and it doesn't work. You know, the extremist trans rights position is untenable and unsustainable. It just is. And it's not going to have anything to do with anyone's popular opinion or anything. You just can't make laws based on how people feel in their hearts. That's not how that works. I don't care if you're trans or Christian or what have you, it doesn't work. And if you look at it from that perspective, it's been demonstrated repeatedly through history that that doesn't work. And where are my smokes, you guys? Where are they? So that tends to be the perspective that I adopt lately, is that it really is inevitable that a lot of this stuff is just not going to work. And social experiments, similar social experiments have been conducted before. And overall, pushing the limits of human ability and experience is how we got where we are. But not all experiments succeed, you know. Speaking of someone who lives in one, whose fate is yet to be determined, right? The great American experiment. Cheers. Yeah. So, you know, that's the sort of thing that's just sort of on my mind a lot in various ways. Social and political experiments. I mean, really, humanity is just one grand political and social experiment, right? So, just, generally speaking, it's all to the good. Cheer, big ears. You don't actually have big ears. That's just a thing we say in England. I do actually have big ears. You just can't see them. Cheers. Rhyming slang. Oh my gosh. Crazy English people. That is a song that Disco Stew sings in an episode of The Simpsons from like 1997. It's been stuck in my head ever since. Ba 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 da da da, disco lady, like I swear to God. That's why I tried to go into music. My head is just like a giant jukebox in here. Recordings of songs I don't even like. I mean, you know, obviously if it was on the radio in the 80s, it's definitely in here. You know, and I tell my kids, be careful what you put in your brain when you're young, because it'll be there forever. We all have our weird obsessions in middle school and whatever, right? You remember it, don't you? I don't know what it is, but you're thinking of it right now, and you remember it real good, don't you? Yep. It's all still in there, I bet, if you look around for it. Piles and piles of useless information about bands or, you know, astronomy or, like, whatever. For me, it was music and history. Some useless fucking history facts that I've never used for anything. But I was the only person in my high school history class who knew what World War I was. So, you know, my teachers liked me. Song lyrics you can recite, yeah. Right? Like chapter and verse, right? Yeah. I can recite pop lyrics like some people can recite the Bible verses. Yeah. And like I actually managed to find a song on a list of hits from the 70s that I didn't think I knew a couple of weeks ago when I was looking for Billy Joel. And I was really surprised. That never happens to me. I don't know them all by heart because a lot of them I don't like and I avoid when possible. But I do at least know them, you know. Because that was my thing for years. And I made certain that I knew them all. Or at least had heard them. And so I clicked on this one that I didn't think I knew and, well, no, I did. I recognized it. I was like, oh yeah, this one sucks and is annoying. Yeah, that's why I don't know it. That's probably why they were a one-hit wonder too. I don't even remember what it was now. But
Yeah, that's why I went really for the classic rock first, because I just have such a stupidly deep wealth of knowledge about all that crap. Ugh. And I just feel so embarrassed that it took me until I was in my mid-20s to realize that the position of rock star is only open to people with a penis. Duh. Duh. I can't believe, like, even singer-songwriter. You know, most people don't even remember Carole King anymore. James Taylor still fucking tours. So there you go. Ugh. You know, Cat Stevens changed Courtney Love. Comes pretty close. That's true. But what's the next thing that everybody always says whenever you talk about Courtney Love, though? She's not allowed to just be not a success story. No. But, I mean, think about rock and roll. I'm not sure there's any such thing in that genre. I'm not sure there's any such thing as a real success story in that. You know, the most successful people in rock and roll. That how she got Kurt murdered. Right, exactly. Or did it herself, depending on who you're talking to. So yeah, that's not what I mean. You know, it's the kind of thing where a man of any equivalent, you know, position, just like they just don't have shit that follows them around about some woman like that, do they? For the most part. And it tends to, even when they do have something that might stick to them, it tends to drop off after a while, you know, because it's just so, it's like uncouth to talk about, you know. We want to celebrate their legacy, but we don't want to actually talk about who they were. No. Or are, in some cases. Now, full disclosure, I have a favorite. And please correct me if I am wrong. Please. But I don't think anybody's ever leveled a credible accusation against McCartney, have they? Like, dude is 80 years old. And, like, still puts out albums, which a mind boggles. When I'm 80, I hope to be able to take myself to the bathroom and back, you know? Um, and you just, you know, been famous for 60 years. Like, you just don't, you're not in an industry that long without something, you know, like Harvey Weinstein. Everybody knew about that shit for years before it came out, right? You hear whispers, like you hear stories. Dude was married to one woman for almost 30 years, and then his second wife was kind of a nutcase. And they had some stuff about, you know, like she accused him of all kinds of crazy shit, which I said this at the time. I'm like, he's been famous since 1962. You don't think if he were like a violent misogynist, someone would have noticed before now? What the fuck? So I do have a favorite, a sacred cow, if you will. That if I ever find out anything nasty about him, I will be very sad. There have been periods in my life when I kind of was like, no, men are people. See, Paul makes nice music and loved a woman. One, you know, like men are human too, right? Like, where they exist, you know. And then, you know, of course, he's palling around with John Lennon, the famous wife beater. So maybe that's it. Guilt by association. There it is. I found it. Fucking hell. You know, again, in that era, Jesus Christ. Good luck not associating. I mean, these days too, I guess. I don't know. Y'all want to hear about some funny corruption? Modern, right now, yesterday. You know those flashing signs that the Department of Transportation uses with the many tiny yellow bulbs that'll flash a message? You can't rent those. They belong to the Department of Transportation. And I passed one yesterday, that was advising me who to vote for the city council. Oops. Like, is that not corruption? Just literally on a flashing sign on the side of the road? What the? Oh. Yeah. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that is really illegal. Yeah. So, and corrupt is all shit. And just sitting right there on the side of the road, just flashing, bright for all to see. So, either these people don't give a shit or they don't know any better. Which is worse? I'm really not sure. I guess the not caring would be worse because you can't fix that, right? If they don't know any better, you can teach them. I have no idea how one would go about doing that, but it's not my job, thank goodness, right? To teach all these people how to not use city money for their own benefit. Like, oh. Needless to say, I won't be voting for that person. I will not. Yeah, that's what that sign did for me, was let me know who not to vote for. Yeah. Bevins. If anyone is watching this in their local, Bevins is who it was. Yeah. So, boo. And just that sort of low-level corruption just right out in the open like that, I mean, it's so dystopian. Really. It reminds me of Brazil. I would say 1984, but I have not seen nor watched that one because I watched Brazil and it scared the shit out of me. It's worse if they know it's wrong and do it anyway. Yeah. That's kind of the conclusion I ended up coming to, but I mean, regardless, it's devastating because what does that say? It's so low level. What does that say about anything above that? Nothing good, right? Nothing good. So, I mean, not that we don't all know. One of my favorite things actually about life these days is how so many things that used to be considered tinfoil hat level conspiracy theories are now just accepted as common knowledge, and no one seems to give a shit. It's really the last part that I don't understand. I got taken to far too many adult parties, and when I say adult, I don't mean like, pornographic or orgies or anything. Just, grown-ups hanging out with grown-ups. And I got taken to a lot of those as a kid, too damn many of them. And I heard, some interesting conversations. And, when you're 12 and the weirdo in the room is also basically 12, you're the one who ends up talking to him. No one cares because we've reached our caring capacity. I think I think it's closer to like just being overwhelmed. Like there's just too much overall. Too much to care about, too much to be interested in, too much to try not to worry about, just too much. I misunderstood a video talking about the carrying capacity. Oh, the carrying capacity. Well, and that's part of it. That's part of it. We just only have so much. Now it's a joke between myself and John. Oh, I haven't checked in with her in a while. She seemed like she was very cranky for a minute. Is she all right? For carrying. It was carrying. Oh. Nice. I mean, there is a limit to how much we can care about, though. That's true. Right? But like I say, I think we just reached like saturation with kind of everything. Like there's just too much information overall to try and sift through. So we kind of retreat and rely on heuristics, right? And like general rules for things. A lot of which are probably based in stereotypes. So, yeah, that might explain a few things. I don't know. I've actually been doing some research recently about societal level fear and the effect that it can have on group dynamics. And I mean, it's not good, obviously. So we know what a parasite is, right? Something that latches on and, lives off of you without giving anything back. We know what a meme is, and I don't mean, Velociraptor. I mean like a concept, a mental concept, like Christmas is one of my favorite examples of a meme, okay, that has existed for a very long time and obviously evolved quite a bit as time has gone by, right? And it's pretty harmless for the most part. I mean, God knows they've commodified the fuck out of it, but for the most part, the meme itself of Christmas as a concept is fairly harmless. Falls under the related category of general holidays, But memes spread, right? You can teach someone about Christmas. You can teach someone how to celebrate Christmas. You can teach someone about the baby Jesus if you want, right? And then they have that idea in their head, right? And it's riding around with them now, and they can spread it themselves if they like, if they want, if they feel so inclined. But again, it could just sit there and ride around in their heads for the rest of their lives, and they never need to act upon it or ever think about it ever again, because it's fairly harmless. But not all memes are like that. Some of them are pretty pernicious and destructive, actually. Imagine if you could spread ideas that appear positive and constructive and empowering, but in practice are actually the opposite of all of that. What would that look like? If you could have a meme that was like a parasite that like lived off of your mind and grew and spread itself without giving anything back. Maybe even, fucking with you in the process and messing with your mind and making you afraid, maybe paranoid even, And we don't have any defense for this kind of shit, do we? There's no standard approach for even determining what might qualify for this. What is actually a positive, constructive idea to hold and act upon, and what isn't? We don't even really have any kind of metric for that. The successful parasites don't kill their hosts. Someone could argue that religion kind of is a meme like that. Yes. Have you read that book? And they evolve over time, and religion has been much more parasitic and destructive in the past than a lot of forms it has taken now, right? Because Brooke, you're right. A good parasite doesn't kill the host, and quite frankly, Christianity came close a couple of times that I know of, didn't it? So, yeah. And if you take that idea and apply it to the current environment, we are absolutely defenseless, all right? Being in our backed off stance, relying on general rules and heuristics, we're not thinking critically, and, just sort of giving a quick judgment to things because there's too fucking much to actually consider. Okay? And again, I think the core of it all is this idea that your life belongs to you, that you as the individual are the most, look out for number one. That one right there. Because, of course, your life belongs to you. But not just you. We're not, no man is an island, right? Come on. And it seems empowering, this I'm looking out for number one. I'm taking care of myself. I am practicing self-care, right? I am, living my best life, etc., da-da-da-da-da. But at its very base, it is isolating, right? At its very core, that idea makes everyone their own discrete unit. And it kind of implies that if you begin to feel otherwise, that maybe you're slipping. Right? You know, collectivism, when it gets too big for its britches, will just crush the individual entirely, right? And that's not good either. Dare I suggest perhaps some sort of a balance between these two might be struck that would be best for all? I mean, we live in a society, and yet we are individuals. Those things are both true. The idea that we've been arguing over which one of those things is more true for like 100 years is fucking ridiculous to me. That's a stupid argument, right? That's like arguing over whether the sky is more blue or the grass is more green. That's stupid. We're stuck in between, okay? We just are. And we really need to figure out what the fuck that means and how to work that better. But we're going in the opposite direction, like at full tilt, right? And little children, like this is the basic philosophy of our society. Look out for number one. Be the hero. Be the main character, right? Like how many different fucking iterations of this can we come up with? There's one for everybody, I think. And it's even been mythologized in, the hero's journey, okay? Where one person, usually a guy, saves the entire fucking universe because he's the protagonist. He's the most important person in the whole fucking story. And obviously you want to be that guy. You don't want to be an extra. You don't want to be a red shirt. Oh my God. So, yeah. And now I got to check this. Hang on. I don't even know if you can hear me when I do that. I don't know what it does. I should watch these back at some point and find that out. But yeah. So, like weaponized ideas, essentially. The worst part is, it's been done. Yeah.
Columbus.